71% of consumers say they want to recognize a brand before they buy. Now, on its own, that makes sense, but in outdoor power equipment, the big names aren't always as different as they look. Many share the same owners, the same platforms, and the same cost-cutting choices, only in different colors. That's why I rank 29 zero-turn brands from worst to best, so you know what's really behind each logo. And knowing a name and trusting a machine aren't the same thing, and confusing them can cost you a lot. So now let's begin where most of the buying mistakes happen, the budget end of the market, D tier. And first up we have Poulan Pro. Now this brand is part of the Husqvarna family now, but it doesn't have the same reputation as Husqvarna's stronger equipment. It feels more like the budget option built for casual homeowners, and that's the main problem. A zero-turn mower isn't something you want to buy just because it's cheap. You want it to hold up for years, and with Poulan Pro, the long-term confidence just isn't there. Take the P46ZX as an example. It comes with a 40-inch deck, a 22 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, and a Hydrogear EZT drive system. Now that sounds fine, but the EZT is a residential grade transaxle, not a commercial one. And owner reviews are also rough. Consumer Affairs shows a 1.0 rating with more than 100 reviews. And common complaints include starting problems, deck issues, transmission failures, and poor customer service. Now YardForce is next, and if you've never heard of this brand, then don't worry, because most people haven't. And honestly, that tells you everything. The brand is tied to Summit Hardware and Tools, which is a Chinese outdoor power equipment company. And if you go looking for their zero-turn right now, what you'll find is a battery electric homeowner machine. That's it. That's the lineup. But let's actually look at what you're getting, because the main model is a 42-inch cordless zero-turn with a 56-volt, 100-amp-hour LFP battery. And YardForce claims it can cut up to 4 acres on one charge, with a 6-hour charge time and 4 forward speeds from 3 to 7 miles per hour. Now on paper, that sounds pretty good, but the concern is what happens after you buy it. YardForce still feels light on dealer support, parts confidence, and long-term owner feedback. Now the warranty looks decent with 5 years on the battery ZTR tool and 3 years on the battery and charger, but commercial or rental use immediately voids it. Now let's move on to Swisher, and they've been around for a long time, since 1945, and that's saying something. They're based in Warrensburg, Missouri, and with rural property owners, their pull-behind trail mowers are respected, so this isn't a brand without merit. But the issue is what happens after you step outside that niche. Swisher built some serious-looking zero-turns, but it doesn't have the kind of support system that makes a purchase feel safe. Parts and service aren't as easy to trust, and resale value isn't a strong point either. And some older owner discussions also point to certain models feeling lighter built than the price suggests. Now this isn't enough to call every Swisher bad, but it does explain why you should be careful. Now Troy-Bilt is a brand a lot of people recognize right off the bat, and that familiarity can make it feel more reliable than it really is. But Troy-Bilt does have some real history behind it. The brand goes all the way back to 1937 with the first residential rototiller, and for decades it built a strong name in homeowner lawn and garden equipment. But today, Troy-Bilt is a mass-market residential brand under Stanley Black & Decker after MTD bought Troy-Bilt in 2001 and later joined Stanley Black & Decker family in 2021. Now that doesn't make Troy-Bilt bad by itself, but it does tell you where the brand fits. These mowers are built for regular homeowners and retail pricing, not for commercial use. But my bigger concern is what happens after the sale. Because on sites like Pist Consumer and Consumer Affairs, Troy-Bilt has ratings below 2 stars. And across those reviews, a majority of customers say they wouldn't buy from the brand ever again. Now when we look at Craftsman, they carried a lot of weight with homeowners back then. People knew the brand, trusted it, and often bought it without much hesitation. But the Craftsman you see today isn't quite the same company many people remember. Its zero-turn mowers now come from that same MTD manufacturing family as Troy-Bilt, so in many cases you're looking at very similar machines underneath, just with different styling and branding. And if you spent time in mower forums like r/lawnmowers, you'll find plenty of owners who feel the older Craftsman tractors were built a bit more heavily than the models sold today. On top of that, several Craftsman zero turns at Lowe's site sit at the low 3-star range across hundreds of reviews. Now that's not terrible, but it isn't impressive either. And now let's move on to C tier. First up is Snapper. So Snapper is a brand in the middle of a comeback, and the history goes back to 1951, and the Snap and Turtle mower, Briggs & Stratton, owned the brand for years. But in 2023, they pulled Snapper tractors and multiple zero-turn lines from North America. Then in 2024, Briggs licensed the name to Dane North America with a new lineup, including zero turns planned for 2025. Now, what makes this interesting is what the old Snapper left behind. A Consumer Reports survey covering more than 5,000 zero-turn purchases from 2015 to 2025 ranked Snapper first for predicted reliability at 94 out of 100. Now that's impressive, but it also creates the big question: are the new Snapper mowers going to be as good as the old ones? Now Simplicity is another brand with a long history behind it, and they've been around since 1922. And for a long time, it had a strong name in long tractors and homeowner mowing equipment. Now the brand was especially known for comfort, cut quality, and that smooth ride people often mention with Simplicity machines. But the problem isn't the old reputation, it's what buyers are facing right now. Because Simplicity became part of Briggs & Stratton in 2004, and in 2023, Briggs stopped offering Simplicity tractors in North America. It also discontinued production of the remaining Simplicity and Snapper zero-turn lines for the market, and that makes Simplicity hard to rank today. Older models like the Citation XT had a lot going for them, with big deck options, commercial-style engines, and a suspension system built for comfort. So I don't want to act like Simplicity made bad machines. That wouldn't be fair. But if you're shopping today, you're mostly looking at used machines, leftover inventory, or a brand with a much smaller future in North America. And Briggs said it would keep supporting warranty, parts, service, and attachments. But over time, parts and resale confidence usually get harder when a lineup is no longer actively sold. Now Ryobi is one of the biggest names in battery-powered tools, so its zero-turn lineup is built around electric power, not gas. And that includes models in different sizes, from 42-inch decks to larger 54-inch machines. And for light residential mowing, Ryobi can be a practical choice. These mowers are quiet, easy to use, and remove most of the headaches that come with gas engines. And Pro Tool Reviews tested the 48-volt 100-amp-hour 42-inch model and found that it worked well for homeowners with up to about 3 acres, as long as the grass was kept under control. Now the larger 54-inch HP brushless model also performed well. It came with a 48-volt 115-amp-hour battery setup, a 54-inch deck, and a top speed of 7 miles per hour. And in testing, it held its own against the residential gas zero-turn in normal conditions. But that's also where the limit shows up, because when the grass got thick, the blades slowed down faster, and some tough areas needed a second pass. And older 48-volt lead-acid models also raised battery concerns, with some owners reporting weak battery life after only a few years. Now, Greenworks is another big name in the electric category. It's part of Globe Tools Group, which has headquarters in Changzhou, China. And Greenworks Commercial also has a manufacturing and engineering facility in Morristown, Tennessee. So this isn't just a small battery brand trying to get one random mower. Greenworks has been pushing pretty hard into electric outdoor equipment. For homeowners, the 60-volt Crossover Z 42-inch is one of the main models to look at. It uses removable lithium battery packs, and Pro Tool Reviews liked its simple controls, battery compatibility, and fast charging setup. And compared with Ryobi's older lead-acid 42-inch mower, Greenworks also looked stronger in a few important areas, especially hill performance and throttle response. And for bigger jobs, Greenworks pushes the Optimus Z line, and it claims up to 8 hours of runtime, up to 28 acres on a charge, and 65 to 70 horsepower equivalent output. And for an electric zero-turn, those are big numbers. But the concern is still long-term support. Greenworks is ahead of many electric brands, but it's still building the kind of service network and parts confidence that gas mower buyers are used to. And now Cub Cadet. This is one of those old American lawn care names, and the first Cub Cadet hit the market in 1961, back in the International Harvester days. and the brand still has a lot of name recognition today. Now it sits under the Stanley Black & Decker umbrella through MTD, which is the same broader family connected to Troy-Bilt and Craftsman. That said, the feedback isn't as clean as the branding. Consumer Reports showed owner satisfaction under 50 out of 100, while Trustpilot has Cub Cadet at 1.4 stars from more than 100 reviews. Owners bring up vibration issues, belts coming off, and trouble getting useful help when problems happen. So Cub Cadet is still decent for some homeowners, but it isn't consistent enough to rank higher. Now John Deere's next, but this is only about the residential zero turns, such as the Z300 and Z500 series. And I have to separate those from the commercial machines because they aren't the same thing. These are made for homeowners who mow their own property, not for daily commercial work. The upside is trust. John Deere has one of the strongest dealer networks, parts are easier to find, and resale value is usually better than most brands in this range. So yes, residential John Deere is a solid choice. Just don't confuse it with a commercial mower. And don't forget that that logo adds to the price. Now, Husqvarna is one of the oldest names on this entire list, and the company started in Sweden back in 1689, originally in weapons manufacturing, and today it's one of the biggest outdoor power equipment companies in the world. So it's clear that this isn't a small player. That said, according to Consumer Reports, Husqvarna had the lowest predicted reliability score among the zero-turn brands they tracked. And for a company this big, that's hard to ignore. Now, of course, Husqvarna has some good models like the Excite Z350. And Bob Villa, who's a well-known home improvement publication, tested it and praised the ride, the cut quality, and the comfort. But the issue here is consistency. Husqvarna sells a wide range of zero turns from basic homeowner models to commercial machines, and the experience isn't the same across the lineup. When they're good, they can be very solid, but the lower-end residential side doesn't always inspire the same confidence. And now B tier. Now, Ariens is an outdoor power equipment company based in Brillion, Wisconsin, with roots going back to 1933. And it also owns Gravely, so this isn't a lightweight name. And it has a few zero-turn lines from the more affordable Edge series to the stronger Icon, Apex, and Zenith models. And for most homeowners, Icon is one people usually talk about because it gives you the real step up without jumping all the way into commercial mower pricing. You also get solid tubular frame, fabricated steel decks, and Kawasaki FR engines on many models. And that's the main reason Ariens is worth considering. It gives you a lot of mower for the money. But Consumer Reports data isn't as kind to the brand. It puts Ariens near the bottom for predicted zero-turn reliability. You also see owners bring up belt problems, warranty headaches, and support that doesn't always feel easy to deal with. Now, Bad Boy comes out of Batesville, Arkansas, and that brand knows exactly what image it wants. Big stance, heavy frames, and aggressive styling. And since 2002, that look helped Bad Boy become one of the more recognizable names in zero-turn mowers. Now, the ZT Elite is their best-selling model, while the Maverick moves up a level with Hydro Gear 3200 drives and Bad Boy's easy ride suspension. So if you want a mower that feels more serious than a basic homeowner machine, Bad Boy is going to catch your eye. But where I'd be careful here is service, because Bad Boy's warranty process depends a lot on dealer or authorized service center. Now, warranty registration has to be done within 30 days, and belts only get 90 days of warranty coverage for defects. So if your dealer is slow, far away, or not helpful, small problems can become annoying fast. Now, Toro is one of the safest names in this tier. And actually, Toro has been around for more than 100 years, and you see it everywhere from homeowner garages to golf courses and landscaping crews. And that gives Toro something a lot of brands below it don't have: trust. Now, for homeowners, Toro is best known for the time cutter, and the feature people talk about most is My Ride. And this is Toro's suspension system for the operator platform, which helps you separate your body from the bumps instead of sending every hit straight into your back. And if your yard is rough, that matters a lot. Toro also has a serious commercial side, and the Z-Master line is where the brand moves into professional mower territory. One stock Z-Master 4000 was even driven for about 130 miles across Florida for a charity event and finished the trip. Now, this isn't a normal mower test, but it says a lot about how tough the platform can be. Now, Gravely is part of the Ariens co-family, just like Ariens, but it feels more focused on heavy-duty and commercial-style mowing, and that becomes clear in the Pro Turn line. These mowers come with Kawasaki FX engines, heavy-duty X-Factor decks, and an automotive-style tubular frame with a lower center of gravity. Now, some Pro Turn models also use 7-gauge steel decks, which are much stronger than what you'd usually find on basic residential mowers. Gravely also has real pro credibility. Pro Tool Reviews listed the Pro Stance 52 as one of its commercial zero-turn picks, and that machine is built for serious daily mowing, not just weekend homeowner use. Now, the only thing I'd watch is which Gravely you'd buy, because the higher-end models are where the brand really shines. The lighter models can still be good, but they don't always feel like the same level of machine. Now, Country Clipper is one of the more overlooked names on this list, and I think that's a mistake. Country Clipper is built in Corydon, Iowa, and what really makes it stand out is its joystick steering system. Because while most zero-turn mowers use 2-lap bars, many Country Clipper models use a single joystick instead. And the company's been known for this design since 1989. And over time, that setup became a major part of Country Clipper's identity. Now, the benefit is pretty clear. You can run the mower with one hand, and for buyers who don't enjoy using 2-lap bars for an entire mowing session, that can make the machine easier and more comfortable to control. And Country Clipper's mowers are surprisingly capable. The brand offers both residential and commercial machines with deck sizes from 42 to 72 inches and engine options from Kohler and Kawasaki. Some Boss XL models even step up to the Kawasaki FX engines and Hydro Gear ZT5400 drives. Now, the main downside is dealer support. Country Clipper doesn't have the same wide dealer networks as brands like Toro, John Deere, or Ariens, so before buying one, I'd check local dealer support first. Now, Dixie Chopper is a brand with one of the most interesting stories in zero-turn mowing. It traces back to founder Art Evans, who built the commercial zero-turn mower in a barn near Greencastle, Indiana. And this happened in 1980. But then in 1987, Dixie Chopper introduced the N series, which the company calls the industry's first hydrostatic drive zero-turn mower. Before that, chain drive setups were still part of the market. And in 1993, things got even crazier. Evans built a jet-powered Dixie Chopper using a Chinook helicopter engine just to prove how much power the platform could handle. And that mower even appeared on Home Improvement with Tim Allen and Bob Villa. Now today, Dixie Chopper still builds serious machines. The Black Hawk line uses Parker transmissions with 1,000-hour oil change intervals, along with maintenance-free Pierce spindles. And Pro Tool Reviews also feature the Black Hawk in its commercial zero-turn coverage, which shows the brand still has a real name in the commercial mower space. Now, you probably heard of Bobcat from skid steers, loaders, and job sites, but its zero-turn mowers deserve a look at too. After Bobcat bought Bobcat mowers in 2020, the brand added a proven mower line to the name already known for tough equipment, and the ZT3500 is a good example of where Bobcat fits. It's a prosumer mower with a reinforced frame, Turf Deck Pro cutting system, Kawasaki FX power, and Hydro Gear ZT3400 transaxles. And Bob Villa also tested it and gave it a 5 out of 5 rating. Bobcat is also moving into the electric mowing category as well, with the ZT6000E offering a 20.4 kilowatt-hour battery and up to 8 hours of runtime. The one caution is that Bobcat is still building its mower reputation. There was also a CPSC recalling involving Bobcat and Kubota stand-on zero-turn mowers because a steering damper issue could stop the controls from returning to neutral. Now, the fix was a free inspection and repair, but it's still worth noting. Now, unlike traditional mower brands, Ego built its reputation through battery-powered outdoor tools, and that 56-volt platform is the foundation of its zero-turn lineup. Now, the Z6 is the main machine to look at here. The 52-inch version can carry 6 56-volt ARC lithium batteries, deliver gas-like power, and reach 8 miles per hour. Now, of course, Ego didn't make it feel cheap. You still get a strong steel deck, brushless motors, Bluetooth, and fast charging. And reviews are strong too, with a 4.5-star rating from over 2,200 Walmart shoppers. Just remember, it's still electric. I'd be careful with rain, runtime, and heavy commercial use. But if you want a quiet, clean, and powerful zero-turn from home use, Ego is easy to recommend. And now things get interesting with A tier. Now, Ferris is the brand best known for suspension, and that's exactly why it ranks this high. Most zero turns can move fast, but once the ground gets rough, they can really beat you up. And Ferris built its name around fixing that problem by making the ride smoother. Even the lower end of the lineup shows that focus. A model like the 500S already gives you a 4-point suspension, a fabricated deck, hydro gear drive components, and a 10-year suspension warranty. And as you move higher in the lineup, Ferris gets much more serious. You start seeing forefront suspension, premium seats, and ICD cutting decks made for faster mowing. Now the downside is price and complexity. Ferris costs more, and suspension means more parts to maintain. But if you mow rough ground for long hours, the ride is the whole selling point. So before anyone else was building zero-turn mowers, Hustler already had one. Back in 1964, out of Heston, Kansas, they introduced the world's first twin-level model. And if you look at how they build today, that commitment to speed and commercial-grade performance has never changed. At the core of the lineup, you get machines built with heavy commercial hardware like the X1 with its 7-gauge VX deck, Hydro Gear ZT4400 drives, and suspension seat. Then the Super Z pushes the performance side even harder. And this mower can reach up to 14 miles per hour with deck sizes from 54 to 72 inches. But dealer support varies by location, so make sure to check who services your area. Now, Wright was built from the job site, not just the factory floor. And the founder Bill Wright started with a mowing business called Lawn Wright. So a lot of the early ideas came from problems he already dealt with in the field. And that showed up in the products. And before Wright became known for stand-on mowers, it helped commercial crews work faster with ideas like the Grass Gobbler and the Velk Sulky. But the big breakthrough was the Wright Standard, and the patent came through the mid-1990s, and the first production model launched in 1997. And the idea was simple. Just give crews something faster than the walk behind, but more compact and easier to hop on and off than a seated zero turn. And landscapers quickly caught on. Today, the standard ZK carries that legacy forward with the Kawasaki and Vanguard EFI engine options, hydro gear drives, and deck sizes up to 72 inches. Wright also introduced the autonomous standard ZK for crews looking at autonomous mowing built on the same platform that started it all. Now, Walker is a family-owned brand out of Fort Collins, Colorado, and one that's entirely focused on the finish. The first prototype came together in 1977, and the idea hasn't changed much since. Walker's always been about building something compact, easy to handle, and focused on delivering a clean finish. Now, the grass handling system is what makes it different, because instead of throwing clippings on the side, GHS machines vacuum grass, leaves, and debris into a rear collector. And that makes a huge difference on high-end lawns, estates, and at parks, where the property has to look right when you leave. Walker also builds these machines with a lot of care. Laser cutting, robotic welding, powder coating, and in-house assembly all happen under one roof. That said, Walker isn't the fastest mower here. It's also more specialized than a normal side discharge zero turn. And if you just want to mow rough acreage as fast as possible, this may not be your machine. Now, Spartan came out of Batesville, Arkansas, bringing bold styling, heavy frames, and 7-gauge decks across much of its main lineup. And compared with the usual commercial mower brands, Spartan built a different attitude. But the turning point came in 2022 when Toro bought Intimidator Group, which is the company behind Spartan mowers. And that changed the story here because Toro also owns Exmark, which is one of the most respected commercial mower names in the industry, and we'll get to them shortly. So Spartan is no longer just a fast-growing independent brand. It now sits inside one of the stronger mower families in the market, and that should mean better parts access, stronger backing, and more reliable dealer support over time. Grasshopper is based in Mound Ridge, Kansas, and this is a brand that commercial users respect, even if it flies under the radar for homeowners. And it focuses on two types of machines: mid-mount and front-mount zero turns. Now, the front-mount design is the standout, because with the deck out front, you get better visibility and much more control when working around obstacles or tight spaces. And it's especially useful for detailed work and properties with a lot of landscaping. Now, the mid-mount lineup is just as capable. Machines like the 440 EFI pair a 40 horsepower Vanguard engine with a 72-inch deck and a heavy hydro system using 21cc pumps and Parker wheel motors. However, Grasshopper isn't as widely available, so support and parts access can vary depending on where you are. Now, Kubota is the last in this tier, and Consumer Reports rank this brand at the top for both reliability and owner satisfaction. That tells you its machines hold up over time and people are happy owning them. Now, Kubota's biggest strength is diesel. It offers smaller gas models like the Z100 and Z400 for residential and light commercial use, but the diesel ZD series is the main reason this brand ranks so high. Now, these mowers use Kubota's own diesel engines with power ranging from 19 to 29 horsepower, and they also come with 54 to 72-inch decks with side discharging and rear discharge options depending on the job. Kubota also offers T and G series ride-ons, plus walk-behind mowers for smaller properties. So whether you're mowing a big estate or just a large business property, there's usually a Kubota that fits the job. And finally, S tier. Now, Scag was founded back in 1983 in Mayville, Wisconsin, and it became part of the metal craft of Mayville in 1986. And that metalworking background is a big reason why this brand has such a strong reputation. On top of that, Scag keeps a lot of production in-house. Steel cutting, welding, painting, assembly, and even plastic tank manufacturing all run through their Wisconsin facilities. And that gives them more control over the final machine than most brands in this industry. But people stay loyal to the brand because of the Velocity Plus deck. It lifts the grass before the blade hits to keep the grass clean, even when you're mowing fast. And it's built with heavy reinforced steel, cast iron spindles, and metal pulleys, so it can take real abuse. Now, the lineup also shows what Scag is aiming at. The Cheetah 2 can run up to 16 miles per hour, which is extremely fast for a commercial zero turn. And the Turf Tiger 2 is the heavy-duty flagship with engine options from Kawasaki, Vanguard, and Kubota diesel. Just keep in mind that Scag isn't the budget play here. It's the mower you choose when you care more about long-term use and build quality than getting the lowest price. Now, Exmark opened its doors in 1982 in Beatrice, Nebraska, which is 7 employees. And at first, they built walk-behind mowers and turf rakes. But everything changed in 1995 when Exmark rolled out the Laser Z. And at the time, a lot of crews were still choosing between walk-behinds, out-front mowers, or slower commercial riders. And the Laser Z hit the sweet spot. It was fast, tight around obstacles, productive all day, and still clean enough for professional accounts. Now, in 1997, Exmark became part of Toro, but it stayed in Beatrice and kept control of its own mower designs. And the brand gained access to a larger support system while still focusing on commercial turf equipment. And you can see that balance in the 2025 Laser Z X series. The redesign is built around easier maintenance, fewer minor service points, and less downtime. And instead of asking you to constantly tweak belts and grease fittings, Exmark reworked the layout so the mower is quicker and simpler to keep in the field. So if you want something proven more than almost anything else on this list, Exmark is the name I'd start with. And that's my full ranking of the 29 zero-turn mower brands, from the weakest buys to the true industry legends. So before you spend thousands on a mower, make sure you know what kind of machine you're really buying. And if this list helped you find the right one, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.